Yo guys, what is going on? Tim% and welcome back to another video on the channel. So in today's video I'll be teaching you guys how to make really cool flat designs on Photoshop. I've been doing speed arts recently and you guys have really enjoyed them. The feedback's been amazing and you've actually wanted to know how to actually make it in Photoshop yourselves. So I'll just be showing you guys a really easy guide to flat designs. It's going to be really simple, so if you do enjoy the video guys, make sure you smash the like button down below, subscribe if you're new. Also let me know what videos you want to see from me next, any speed arts, any tutorials, do you want some revamp templates and stuff like that, just let me know. But yeah, I'm not going to be showing you guys how to make this right here, but I'll just be showing you guys how I actually made it, but I'm going to be showing you guys on a different object, something like that. But it's all the same routine, so it's going to be very simple. So what you want to do is just open up a document. This is just a 1920 by 1080 document, so we've got lots of space. So the first thing we're actually going to do is just something really simple, and it's just going to be a pencil. That's all we're going to do first. So obviously we're going to have to make the pencil itself, so we're going to go to the rectangle tool over there, and we're going to choose like a yellow, because you know pencils, it's going to be one of them school pencils, you know, so you just kind of need to guess about what shape. You can always move it around and change the size, so we'll just keep it like that for now. And then what we're going to do is just make a black line through the middle. It's basically making shapes and stuff. It depends what you're working with. Obviously with the Quavo speed art, that's a human, so it's not going to be using the shapes, it'll be using the pen tool mainly. But objects like this, it's a lot different. The hardest part's probably the shading and all that type of stuff, but it's not that difficult once you get the hang of it. So, black line there, duplicate it, Control J, and I'm just going to move it up, and I'm just going to make it bigger, create clipping mask, and then I'm going to duplicate it and bring it down to the bottom as well, create clipping mask. I'm now going to make the end of the pencil by just using a triangle. Go to the polygon tool, change the sides to 3, hold shift and then drag, rasterize it. I'll just change the colour of it actually right now. So it's got to be like a wood colour, so like a light brown, probably something like that, and then we'll just put it on the end. So just resize it, maybe something like that. Then we just need to add the end point, the tip of the pencil, and then create clipping mask. We'll just group that together. There we go, we've got the pencil. You can add the part at the end as well, the red part. Like so. The pencil's really easy. Now we're just going to add some shading to it. So we're just going to group everything together, and then we're just going to get the rectangle tool. It's basically using black and white, so black for the shadows, white for the highlights, and using the opacity, just bringing down the opacity and things like that. So we're just going to add a black rectangle right down the middle, rasterize it, create a clipping mask, and then over here the opacity, you just want to bring that down and it gives it a nice shadow. And already that's basically all you need to do for something like this, because it's so small you don't really need to have any more shadows on it, but as you can see there's a nice shadow going all the way through it and it just gives it some depth. It looks a lot better like that. As you can see, when you remove the shadow it looks very flat, but when you add the shadow it looks really nice. So yeah, that's the pencil done. Really simple. We'll just put that over to the side for now. Really simple stuff. So like I said, it's just adding shadows and highlights to your design to make it just pop a little bit more. Now I think we'll do something like, let's just do an apple. So we're just going to go over to the internet and type in apple. Obviously not the Apple logo, just a normal apple. Copy it, and we're just going to paste it in. And because this is spherical and it's not as flat as a pencil, we're going to be using the pen tool for this to add the highlights and all that type of stuff. So let's just do that. So what you want to do is add a new layer above it. In fact, what we can do is we can use the ellipse tool for this. So if you just make a circle like so, rasterize it, and then we can just change the shape of it. You can just use the warp tool like so, and there we go. Now what you want to do is just double click on it, color overlay, and we'll just change it to a red color like so. And there we go, we've got the basic shape of the apple done right there. And what I like to do is, because we can't actually see the rest of the apple right now, I like to bring down the opacity a little bit just so we can see what we're doing. So the next thing we're going to do is go to the ellipse tool again, and as you can see at the top there's a little indent at the top of the apple, so we're just going to make that. So we're going to use the ellipse tool, rasterize, create clipping mask, and then if you bring up the opacity of the red part and then bring down the opacity of the black at the top, it creates a little shadow, and you can see that's basically representing the indent at the top. It looks quite nice. So we can just group them together now. So as you can see, there's lots of reflections and stuff on it. So we're just going to give that a go. If you add a new layer, bring down the opacity of the apple. As you can see at the top here, there's a little white spot there, so we can just go to white, use the ellipse tool, and we can make a little white spot right there. Rasterize it, bring down the opacity. We've got a little reflection at the top. And what I like to do here, I like to improvise and create my own like shadows and highlights and just see what works. You can see there's a nice reflection in the middle, a little bit lower right here there's like a white reflection, and then over to the side here there's a reflection there. So I just like to improvise and just do it my own way. So something like this. I just like to guess where I think highlights should go. Make selection, Alt backspace to fill it in, and then we've got a little reflection going on here as well. And then I'm going to add a new layer, create clipping mask, and we'll do one at the top. But this is going to be a shadow. So Alt backspace, bring down the opacity. So you can just group all that, merge it. And you can see it's looking quite nice. What I'm going to do now is go to the rectangle tool, go to white, and I'm just going to highlight and try and get it right in the middle. I'm just going to create a clip-in mask, like so, and then just bring down the opacity a little bit. And get a nice reflection going right down the middle. Now for the stem at the top, you could use a pen tool, but I'm just going to use the rectangle tool. Make sure it's brown. And just drag up. You can use a warp tool to change the size, distort it a little bit. So just zoom in a little bit. You'll be able to change it using the warp tool. Just a little bit easier than using the pen tool. Depends what you find easiest. There we go. What I'm going to do now is add a new layer, create clip-in mask, and then down the middle of it I'm just going to add a shadow. So I'm just going to click at the top, click at the bottom, click in the middle and hold control and just drag a little bit. And I'm just going to make a shadow on this side. Hold backspace to fill in. There we go. Also guys, another thing, you have been asking me, well no you've not been asking me, sorry about that. Basically, on the lime speed art, someone said in the comments, the water, how do you make the water? Because I added like water on the lime to add to the effect, and it's not that hard. I might do a tutorial on it, but basically, as you can see on here, there's water. I'm not going to do it on the actual apple, but I might add one on the leaf in a second. It's really simple. I'll do a more in-depth tutorial. In fact, no, I'm not going to do water on the leaf. I'll do another tutorial for that, because I know quite a few people want to know how to how to do that. So I'm just going to do the leaf now using the pen tool. So for you guys who don't know how to use a pen tool, it's pretty simple. To make a curve, you just click it at the start, click where you want to finish, and then drag. Then you can press Alt if you want to start a new one, or if you want it to follow it round with a smooth curve, just click where you want it to finish. And as you can see, it creates a curve and it just follows it round. So I'm just going to complete this. Another way to make a curve is if you click in one place, click in the other place. Click in the middle, hold control, and you make a little curve. This is the method I prefer. So just finish this off. This isn't the best, obviously. I'm trying to do it as quick as possible for you guys so you don't get bored. Right, so there we go, the leaf is done. So now we're going to make a selection. I'm going to press I on the keyboard and just click on the leaf to get the green colour, Alt backspace to fill it in. And there we go, there's the leaf. I'm just going to add, I'm not going to make this really detailed, this one. I'm just going to create clip-in mask, and I'm going to click at the start. I'm going to basically make a shadow halfway through, so something like that. Make selection, make sure it's black, Alt backspace, and then bring down the opacity as usual, and it creates a little shadow to it. And now I'm going to add one more layer, create clip-in mask, and at the top I'm going to add a highlight, so something like this. There we go. Bring down the opacity. So yeah, I'll do a tutorial on how to make water droplets or just water. So yeah, that's the apple basically done. It's okay, I can do a lot better than that, but I'm just showing you guys the different techniques on how to make shadows, using the opacity and using layers to build up a nice flat design. So there's the apple, you've got the shadows over here, you've got the... I like to sometimes, it depends what I'm working with, sometimes I like to use rectangles and circles to make the highlights and shadows, but sometimes I like to just use the pen tool like over here and in the middle over here. I don't know if it works together. I don't really know if... I'm just showing you guys everything, but on this apple right here, I don't think the pen tool and using rectangles and circles go well together. It's either one or the other. Maybe I should have just used the pen tool. But yeah, there's the pencil over here as well. Very easy, very simple. So yeah, basically making flat designs, you can draw it and bring it into Photoshop and then go over the top of it. Or you can get images off Google and just go over the top of it just by bringing down the opacity so you can actually see what you're doing, like I did with the apple right here. Or you can just, if you've got a good memory and you know what things look like, then you can just do it freely. But yeah, I think that's about it for the video, guys. It's very simple. You guys just wanted to know how to do it. I know the video's gone in for quite a while now, but yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. And if you did, smash the like button down below, subscribe if you're new, comment what video you want to see from me next. And also guys, I'm going to start streaming hopefully as much as I can. I streamed yesterday just as a test and it went down really well. So yeah, I'm excited to do more streams. If you are, make sure you comment below, I don't know, Timpers Army, something like that. But yeah, thanks so much for watching guys, I'll see you in the next video.